You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole. And Hangover Gang, we are so excited because Black and White is finally here from Tom MacDonald, Adam Calhoun, and Dax. I'm so excited to have these three amazing artists come down the rabbit hole, and I'm so excited to get to this single today as it's been released.
Say no to racism.
White people hanging out the window of a truck yelling, I don't give a f***. White people.
Hangover Gang, I'm so excited to be back with this Friday release. We have been getting basically a new song every Friday for the last week, and it has been insane and amazing, and I am so excited to be here. I have actually been following Dax for a while on TikTok, Facebook Reels, everywhere that kind of has the shorts. Right. And he is phenomenal. I haven't heard any of his songs in full because, you know, working a reaction channel, I'm always afraid to get too much of the goods before the goods come down the channel. Yeah. But Dax is amazing. I'm so excited to see what him, Adam Calhoun, and Tom MacDonald have in store for us today. If you guys are as excited as we are, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness.
Hangover Gang, thank you so much for being here. I know Tom, I know Adam. You actually just showed me a Dax short before coming onto this, and I didn't know Dax before, and I didn't even know it was Dax while watching it. It was just funny. Yeah. So that's really cool to know that these three people are coming together. I'm excited to see what their message is all about and why we're so hyped for this and why Tom was so nervous for this release. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, y'all.
In the truck, 10 of my buddies are already drunk. We don't go nowhere that doesn't have liquor and cigarettes. Riding mechanical bulls in the club. We like to hunt, leave with a gun. Come back tomorrow, we covered in blood with a bucket of guts. We all tougher the f***, we pop in the clutch, we ain't stuck in the mud. I'm the white boy with the baseball bat, bunch of face tattoos and a NASCAR hat. In a backyard like scrapyard, got a glass jar full of tobacco that's blacker than asphalt. Rolling with hundreds of crackers who acting like animals, they cannot handle their alcohol. We the white boys for the backwoods and the bad hoods and the trailer park trash that pack guns. When I was younger, they taught me to struggle and hustle like 200 bikers, and they were my brothers. We coming for blood and you running for cover. Addicted to drugs in the gutter and drunker than anyone leaving the club. We go dumber than thugs. We got mullets and putters and multiple gunners that come in Hummers. You under the rubber, you'll never recover. Chain smoke.
Okay, yeah. Whoa. I haven't seen him go that fast for me, and I was trying to really capture what he was saying. Like I heard them like drinking and all that by noon and all that stuff, but like I really missed some of those things.
Was a lot of the explanation of stereotypical trailer park boy Southern, you know, going to the bar, smoking your tobacco, having your chew, riding the bulls at the bar. Yeah. You know.
He's got all the tattoos and
all the tattoos. Yeah. He's got the NASCAR hat. He's got like everything. So it's like the explanation of the stereotypes of like a Southern white boy.
True that, eh?
And then I just have to say, I love that he was wearing an Eminem shirt.
Yeah,
at the very beginning of it.
That, for sure.
Great shout out to Eminem as well. And then to go rap god mode.
Very true, yeah.
With that moment where he just went. Brrr.
Absolutely, that was Eminem styles right there, and the big breath.
And then the big breath, even that was very reminiscent for me. So it was kind of that play on.
Yeah, giving homage to him too.
Yeah.
My lungs hurt, my neck red, got sunburns, bumping Eminem. We all know the words, but
yeah, let's get back to that breath.
Yeah, it was
wonder bikers and they were my brothers. We coming for blood and you running for cover. Addicted to drugs in the gutter and drunker than anyone leaving the club. We go dumber than thugs. We got mullets and putters and multiple gunners that come in Hummers. You under the rubber, you'll never recover. Chain smoking, my lungs hurt, my neck red, got sunburns, bumping Eminem. We all know the words, bunch of white boys flipping hella birds. Hillbilly really don't care if you like them. Little bit of moonshine fire inside them. Kill him in a minute, don't care who's fighting. You don't wanna trip on the kids of Vikings. Camo and mullets and cowboy hats out in public. Got ammo stashed at my cousins and cashing addicts and cupboards. They all diss and we don't listen, can't hear it no more. We gone fishing, they gone missing. I told y'all before. I be on some white people hanging out the window of a truck yelling, I don't give a f***. White people. Every time they see me pulling up, they be like, oh my God, he be on some white people.
Dax is like,
he doesn't want none of that in a hilarious way. Because like I have a lot of black friends as well, and they'll rip me for being white, but it's never meant to be racist. It's like all these stereotypes. We're just making fun of the stereotypes, right?
White woman going after the crazy dog. What? You know, like...
The amount of times my friends come in for like those handshakes and all that, and I screw it up every single time.
It's like, look at the elbow for the high five and you're gonna miss.
Yeah.
Like, and the stereotypes for white people are there because sadly they're true a lot of the time. And it's so funny to see it played out in
and they're
such
embracing
a way.
it.
And they're embracing it. They're having fun.
Yeah.
And I love that because it's just black and white. It's like, yeah, there's differences, but we can have fun, and we're bringing it all together because we have different cultures.
Yeah, we do.
But we're still friends. We still got it. It's still like they're hanging out, and he's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, okay, that's some white people shit right there.
But he's not leaving.
But he's not leaving. He's
Right?
like, I'm just going to enjoy this. We're still going to dance together on the court. We're still going to have fun.
Yeah.
I'm still going to wear my matching shorts and shirt and, like, follow along with what you guys are doing because we're here to have a good time.
And yeah, this is a good time. And that was also Tom spitting bars that I never thought he could spit that
Spitting
fast and that
bars.
well. So
Oh my God,
Damn.
literally rap god mode.
yeah, well said, eh? Now it's Adam's turn.
Yeah.
They be like, oh my God, he be on some white people. Jumping out the plane, no parachute, so I'ma get the sooner. I ain't learned from school, always ditch Ferris Bueller. Screw your little truck, my square body over there's cooler. Every white boy riding with me over there. Shooters, I'm the white boy with the Mossberg pump. Sit shotgun, but I pop the truck. The Northern, a monster off the jump. I'm up, my rocker, lots of guns. This ain't soccer, but watch him run. Shoot him in the lung, need oxygen. Puffin' blood like he up and does. Talk too much till his coughing shuns. I'm never gonna back up too much ammo. We got hammered, used to battle. Had my fights right on the gravel. Back in the day, we used to handle like men, but now we're canceled. Look at us like states for cancer. Look at them like pull your pants on. Dumbass kids ain't got no answer. Looked up to dudes with tattoos and rap music, bad moves and abuse in my past, acting stupid. I used the bad news for the gas to keep moving. I made it where I'm at. Now you rather see me losing. All my guys got tattoos on their face. They did the time, they got jammed. What the hell's a blue check? They ain't got no Instagram. Ask around, everyone knows. They might think that I care, but I don't. I'll be on some white people.
Okay, I'm pausing it there
Please
because
do.
we're getting it back into that chorus. I love that the chorus is some white people shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And I love that they had all the blue check marks falling down because even on like X, which used to be Twitter
Yeah.
and Facebook and all these different
Instagram,
platforms,
everything. Yeah.
Instagram, everything, you get the blue check mark if you're verified.
Yeah.
But what does it take to be verified?
Yeah.
Because Tom MacDonald isn't singing under any label.
No, it's
So
not.
he's technically not verified
It's
with that
true.
blue check mark or anything like that. He does have a blue check mark, but
It's
I
like,
think,
are you
actually, I don't
associated with?
know.
Are you associated with a company that we approved?
exactly, and we're
Right.
seeing a lot of this in Canada right now with the Jordan Peterson. He's being told that he has to
Social
be
media retraining.
retrained for social media conversation, everything, because he criticized the prime minister and quoted facts.
Yeah.
Like statistical facts that have happened in our country and quoted a book and statistical facts of this book and what was being said by another professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now because he stated facts, he has to go through social media retraining, but it's
It's
non-disciplinary.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you still
right.
have to be retrained, but it's non-disciplinary. You just offended people.
That's why it's crazy in Canada here, because what Tom's saying right now, that would have applied to him, and he could be getting in under a lot of trouble if he was saying this stuff in Canada,
Yeah.
which is insane, actually, if you think of it.
So he had to move to
he
America
had to keep his
to be
art
able
going.
to do this kind of art and
Yeah.
say these kinds of things, because if he was still in Canada
Yeah.
making these videos, he would literally disappear.
He would have been clamped already.
Steve, this would have showed up and he would have been gone.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Absolutely
Fuck.
right. It's crazy because even when I was like, I'm just gonna bring up my own thing. When I wasn't associated with the church group, when I was out there trying to serve God, if people didn't know, like, if I wasn't associated with the church, they were like, "Oh, I don't want anything to do with you." It's like, "But I'm here to work for free." Yeah,
like,
but
yeah,
you're not
but
associated
I don't
with the
know
church.
your association. It's like, but I'm a
like,
Christian. It's like, yeah, but what's your church? And it's like, well, I'm not associated with a church that takes a tax cut or a tax break from the government, which means that everything that they have to say in that church has to be dictated by what the government wants to push. I'm not in a denomination. I'm just here as a Christian and I want to work for free to help you guys. And like, if you need something, like, I'm here to help. And they're like, well, I don't know your denomination, so I can't trust you. Goodbye. It's like, what? Because I don't have a blue check mark for your Christian views or what you think it means to be Christian.
yeah.
It's so stupid. I love this. And it's crazy that they're saying so much in such a short amount of time because they're literally going rap god mode in everything.
Hanging out the window of a truck, yelling, I don't give a white people. Every time they see me pulling up, they be like, oh my God, he be on some white people. Yes,
Oh, yes.
segregated, but I'm still in the mix. I've been with Timer before he got cancer for speaking the truth about the world and exposing it for what it actually is. I see racism.
Okay, and that's actually what I wanted to know. I'm so glad that Dax like literally just answered my thoughts, because I needed to know if they had worked together before all of his cancellations and stuff. So that's really cool to know that these two were always mixing, and I'd love to see some of their music as well before this, but that's awesome.
God, he be on some white people. Yes, segregated, but I'm still in the mix. I've been with Timer before he got cancer for speaking the truth about the world and exposing it for what it actually is. I see race as an issue, I'm running it back to the government to tell them this is a democratic, liberated, conservative, patriarchy dipped in action, affirmative hit song. Bet they still cut me a check. State that I'm in as my mind is way deeper than color. I ain't think I'm blue versus red. I'm in control, consider that I'm carrying more than you know. One in the chamber that's ready to blow. Right at you pussies who claiming you won't. I'ma keep praying that you get exposed. I promise I'm not abiding by rule that you set for me.
I just must say, just because Dax is new to me, he is fire.
He's so
My
fire.
God.
I love following everything that he's doing, and like I want to just listen to all his music, but at the same time I don't want to ruin it, because I would love to bring Dax to the channel.
We need to bring Dax to the
he's
channel.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love his style. His flow is incredible.
Blue versus red, I'm in control, consider that I'm carrying more than you know. One in the chamber that's ready to blow. Right at you pussies who claiming you won't. I'ma keep praying that you get exposed. I promise I'm not abiding by rule that you set for me. I'm not that mad at the past, I mean it was only a couple of centuries. Well actually, I'm pissed, but won't let that be my identity. So on behalf of all blacks, I forgive and don't want to be enemies. Just say you're sorry and talk to me nice. This is comedic, if you get offended, that's a reflection of your own life and how you failed to live it right. So it's not black versus white, it's wrong.
Oh my God, that was so good.
How he just said that, right?
He's like, I'm not mad. Well, it was only a couple of centuries. Well, I am mad, but that's not going to be my identity. I'm not going to, hate on the wannabe enemy.
Yeah.
And it's like, because they want to have an enemy. Everyone wants a scapegoat. Everyone wants an enemy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, shit happened in the past, but that's a global phenomenon that shit happened in the past.
Yeah.
It's not
You weren't isolated.
It's not an isolated incident. Yeah. And it's like, oh my God. And I love what he said about
saying, I'm saying this kind of comedically, because like we're addressing these things. So if you're not gonna take it as a joke and you're gonna get so high and mighty about this, then there's something wrong with the way that you're living, because you can't even take a bloody joke. Like, come on, y'all, I'm out here with these guys and I spread them out before my verse. It's a joke, guys.
Yeah, it's a joke. We're having fun. Like, why are you segregating yourself because of the choices you've made?
Exactly. It's a representation of your own guilt and the way you're living your life.
Absolutely.
It's well said.
First right, cause color is just a result of these multiple factors that we didn't choose. I mean, mom, dad, race, religion, things we're born into. Generational curses that get undone once we undo moves. See life from a different view, beyond our own skewed, manipulated by the news. Crude, true things they use to confuse the masses. Put us in social classes, separated by percentages, paid for taxes. Income brackets, clothes, cars, shoes, size of asses. I bet they try to blackmail me once I black out all these demographics. And push past the stereotypical average, then get blackballed, then they cut all my traffic. Oh my God, he be on some black people. Hanging out the window of the trunk, screaming, I don't give a fuck. Black people. Every time they see me pulling up, they be like, oh my God, he be on some white people.
Oh, so good.
We be on some white people.
Yeah, we do.
Oh my God.
Oh.
What's crazy is some of the things that they're saying opposed to just shit. I can't believe they had to bleep that out, but I think that's also part of the funniness. It's we're saying all these stereotypical stuff that a lot of people think are going to be called racist, and we could get canceled for this. So we're gonna bleep out the shit, even though that's not even anything bad that people are complaining about these days. So that's part of the joke of this amazing video, right?
And that's such an amazing thing that just made me think in that moment, is because they're bleeping out the word shit, but the amount of times where I've been seeing TikToks, reels, songs, things like that, words are being skewed or changed or turned into phrases instead of individual descriptive words.
Yeah.
Because if you say suicide, you can't say that.
You can't say that.
You have to say they unalived themselves.
Yeah, fair.
Right? And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why would you say that? There's so many different words you could use in the damn dictionary, and you used unalived. Unalived. Are you serious?
Right.
And so even sex. They can't even spell it out. They can't say it. The algorithm will fuck it up. So I'm sorry if the algorithm fucks up this video because I said it.
Who cares,
but, like,
though?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Because this shit needs to be stopped, because they're literally censoring and causing people to self-censor, causing people to self-segregate because of the media, because of what's happening.
Yeah.
I am a lot more into what's happening on a political stance and like what's happening in the media and stuff than what Kyle is, because the algorithm thinks that I just want to digest it, and then I do, because that's what happens.
You like it too.
And I like it, and I like being mad at things sometimes.
But you also you like to know what's going on.
I like to know what's going on, because I like to know what's
right?
going on in the schools. I want to know what Soji is. I want to know what is being taught to my kid.
That's why we're homeschooling now.
That's why we're homeschooling.
Yeah.
I want to know what's happening, for why, you know, people are looking at people differently. I want to know why my friend called me up and said, hey, I need a token white person for my business because I don't have any white people for my business.
That's happened. I saw it.
Which has happened.
Yeah.
So, like, there's all these different things that are happening in the world that are different and changing from what we were used to growing up. Because growing up, it was, oh, don't see color, like, everyone is human, everyone is valid, like, let's just live a happy life. And suddenly, I don't know where the change happened, where it was like, you could no longer just be human.
Yeah.
You had to have a title. Everything had to have a name. Everything had to have a description. Everything had to have a box. Like, what happened?
Well, the media has divided the house of humans, and like a house divided amongst itself will fall. It will. It will
fall.
It can. It's like it is falling, and you need people like these three that are able to have the comedic side to it. We just watched a movie called Liar, Liar, which like reflects on a poor dad and like the son not being able to see his dad and all that hard things, but they did it in a comedic way where you're able to then have a family talk about it after the movie, address it correctly. And these people are kind of bringing it up. It's like, yeah, like I grew up and we weren't actually told to be racist. We were actually told to be more inclusive and stuff like that.
Be inclusive and do what you want. I remember when I was a kid, I'll probably get eaten alive for this, but when I was a kid, my mom used to give me like those little tiny individual braids, where apparently as you're not allowed to wear braids like that now as a white person because it's cultural appropriation.
Yeah, right.
But like I was taught how to braid by a Jamaican woman in school. But now if I braid because I'm white, I'm not allowed to braid. Again, this is according to the internet, which isn't really full of real people anyways.
But it is like that's actually where people are at, because like I've been around the world and have seen people react this radically, and like on top of like, if you think of this, there's like a video out there where there's this guy who's in a Mexican clothing, and then he goes to everyone and asks, is this offensive? They're like, yes, it is. Every single person says it's offensive because you're not Mexican. But then he goes to the Mexicans. He's like,
and they're like, oh, I love
this.
They're
like, you look amazing. And they didn't even for one hint think it was racist.
Absolutely.
Right? Because we all have, if we don't have something to identify yourself with your culture, like, I thought that was good. Like,
yeah.
What are you supposed to be happy about?
I have an aunt in Japan, and she's full because she's married a Japanese man. She has like half Japanese, half white babies. They're the cutest things in the world. And and she's like dressed in kimonos. She's an English teacher in Japan. She's doing amazing. And that's just, they're excited because they get to share their culture with this woman who's come into their family.
Exactly.
And she's taken it, and she's like fully enveloped herself into this, and like so it's really appreciative. When my brother went to Mexico, the cab driver asked him if he was a non-gringo or a gringo, and it's like, what? But it's like those funny things that are said when you're not in Canada, the United States, or westernized countries.
It's true, because I went to Japan, honey, and I literally won an award to put on a kimono.
Yeah.
And to take pictures. So like a kimono. So like if I did that now, am I in trouble because I'm wearing a kimono that the Japanese people gave me?
Yeah, well
I have a picture of that.
Yeah, you are. Actually.
Like, that's what I mean. Like that's what it's gone to. But if you're in the actual cult, so they're telling so many lies, it's ridiculous. They're trying to control you guys to not have friends with people around the world with different views and different cultures, but that's how you're supposed to live, y'all.
Well, like my friend Haley and I, we have completely different views politically.
Yeah.
Completely different views. That doesn't mean we can't be friends. We just
No.
don't talk politics with one another because we have different views. And we do have those conversations from time to time.
But there's a limit.
But there's a limit, and
Yeah.
we have these conversations not to change each other's views, but to have conversation to allow for each other to have growth. Because
Yeah.
there are some things that she's going to say on her side, we'll be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Here's my opinion on it and how my views are. Again, we don't have the same religion, we don't have the same political views, we have different stances on a lot of things, but she's
Yeah.
still my friend.
Exactly. We're all born into different things with different scenarios that gives us a different foundation, and then we all grow and like find out yourself as you grow up. So like you got to let
Yeah.
people have that ability to think out loud and all that. And that's what they're starting to censor, because if you're going to start bleeping out everything, you're going to start thinking about what you can say or not say, and then talking out loud is thinking, y'all. So if you got no freedom of
If you can't
speech,
talk out loud, well, I love that you just said freedom of speech. Sorry, that completely changed my point of view. But in the United States, in America, you guys have in your I always forget what it's called.
Constitution?
In your constitution, you
Yep.
have the constitutional right to freedom of speech.
yeah.
In Canada, we do not. It is not in our constitution or our Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
It's just in flux, y'all.
It's just in flux. We actually don't have freedom of speech in Canada. It's not written anywhere.
No.
It's thought of, but every time something changes, they release a law that if you misgender someone, you can go to jail. They release laws that parents don't actually have control of their kids in schools, right? So
They have a law on here, as me as a journalist broadcaster of my own, I actually have to technically have a French version of this broadcast. I'm supposed to have a First Native language, First Nations. See, even that, I can't even say First Native now because that's in trouble. And now I have to say First Nations, even though that's what we were growing up saying over
they were
here.
they were natives.
They were
of
the first
land.
natives. Like, you're native of the land. That's fine
Yeah.
to say. Like, that's what I mean. Like,
But everything's changing.
look how
and
far,
everything's-
even she's censoring me. That's how much they've ingrained into us, because we can't even, no, but that's a perfect point, because we're just trying to say a word. I'm just trying to describe something. You know, I'm not even trying to be racist there, but you say something because you're used to saying it a certain way, because 10 years ago, that's how you said it. So I
But then
completely,
it
but then you
changes.
can see it now. I don't even remember my point I'm trying to say, because it's a better point to be put across, because people think, oh no, make sure you say humankind, not mankind. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like now
Well,
I
they're
don't even know what
trying
I'm
to
saying.
change the Canadian national anthem because it's land free and strong, blah, blah, blah. But it's the sons of man, for the sons, and it's not man and women, it's just the sons. They're trying to change it.
To get back to the point I was trying to say, though, is as a broadcaster, as a journalist that I am, as an independent thing, I have to have a First Nations language as well as this English version. And if I don't, they have more of a right to take me down if I say something against their agenda. So it's just showing the type of control that they have over here. And someone like Tom MacDonald, who was a British Columbia Canadian, just like where we were originally from, made that decision to go to America. Yesterday, after finding out what happened to Jordan Peterson, we've been talking about, like, do we need to go? Like, soon we're going to lose our job on this, just talking the way we're talking to you guys.
And this is our job. This is our only.
This is what we're doing.
Like,
right
this
now.
is what we do.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, like, where are we at now in our life with our family? Because things are going crazy over here, honestly. It's you can't criticize anything that is against the narrative.
But yeah, there's always intent behind speech, though. Like, stop it doesn't mean stop it. It means, like, come and play with me, right? Like, oh, stop it. Like, how you say things. Like, when I'm saying the First Native, if you got offended by that, I think you could tell I wasn't trying to be offensive. If someone's saying, oh, are you a First Native? Maybe that would be offensive then from the intent of it. So you can see these guys are trying to have fun. That's why he was saying, if you're going to get offended from what I say,
maybe that's
it's your own thing going on, which I know because you're doing more political stuff where I'm not as controlled with these narratives that they're putting on of, like, you can't say this, you can't do that, where I'm a bit more free flowing because of that.
Because you read more books about things, whereas I'm more in the media sense of it.
Something I have learned, y'all, if news is worthy, word to mouth will come to you. You don't need to find it online, because if it's worthy, it's going to stay here and the people will let you know. And that's how I relay on my news, because I already have someone who's going to come and tell me my news regardless. So y'all pick what you're choosing. Support people like Tom, Adam, and Dax. And I would love to see more Dax come down the rabbit hole too. So please let us know what other type of material we should check out from them too. The music itself, though, this song was fire. It had so much power. The flow was incredible. We loved Eminem growing up. So to have that rap god and like that tempo going was incredible because we like her fast stuff here. So that was smooth. Just so amazing. I hope you guys had a good time with us, and I hope a lot of people are reacting to this and putting it out because they definitely deserve this. Let's raise this up on the charts for them again. And if you guys had a good time with us, hit that like button and comment down below if you want to see more of this, and subscribe if you are new to the Enter the Chronic family. Hangover Gang, thank you so much. We are now exiting the rabbit hole, folks.
Thank you so much, Hangover Gang, for being here with us and for listening to this very long reaction, but it's all stuff that I think really needs to be talked about, especially with what you brought up about the news. If it is meaningful, it will get to us by word of mouth, which is now the only way for international news to come into Canada, as they have also passed a bill that every international news source will be censored before coming through. So if there is anything happening in the world that you think we should know about that we haven't seen, let us know in the comment section below, as censorship is getting really bad out here. Yeah. Anyways, peace and love, everyone.
God bless y'all.
Take care, and bye for now.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness.
Special thanks to all of our YouTube, Patreon, and Buy Me a Coffee members. Thank you for all of your support.